We're wild and half geese. Shooting the breeze with the wild geese.
Hi.
We're the Wild Geese.
With a Z.
That's
As you just heard in the jingle. Oh. How are you, Brita?
great. I'm Bree the Lark. For people that haven't heard us before, I'm Bree the Lark.
Yes,
from
let's introduce ourselves to the wonderful folks. So we're in a lovely new studio as well.
Yes,
Great.
very excited to be in Portobello. One of the 5 places in Dublin ending with an O. What's the other 4, Laura?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Do you even think of one?
No.
No, not one.
Mm-mm.
Anyone else out there?
Phibsborough.
Yeah, Phibsborough.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well done.
I thought it was like a H.
And then there's Portobello. Oh, what's that one? Marino, Rialto. And there's one more I can't think.
So
Anyway.
we're the Wild Geese. This is Brita Larkin
How are you? Yes.
from Ballinasloe.
So Bree from Ballinasloe. Yeah, Ballinasloe. It's famous for the horse fair, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, it went viral there lately because a fella rode a horse into the Supermax 2. That's where I used to work.
Oh, yeah.
Ballinasloe's always viral. I say to people I'm from Ballinasloe, they're like, oh, Ballinasloe. I remember watching a video of a fella eating a frog one time in Ballinasloe. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, so
We're serving it up in Supermax there.
serving up the...
The frog just flew out of the snack box.
Well, Ballinasloe Horse Fair now is where you can go. It's like the last, I would say it's the Wild West. It's the last bastion of a bit of craic. It's wild down there.
It's wild down there.
It's wild.
Something else is wild down there.
Yeah.
Breaking the fourth wall here. I'm Miss Lavelle, or Laura Lavelle, for those of you who know me personally. But don't tell the government. From Limerick City.
Oh, watch your purses.
I know. No. Actually, the reason I got into stripping and dressing like a prized whore was to show people that I don't have their wallet, you know?
Fair.
Fair
You could
enough.
probably hide a wallet between them two chunks.
A bit of fucking spare change anyway. Jingle,
Found
jingle.
€100 there once, didn't
You found a few things in there.
it?
What? A cease and desist letter.
Yeah, I do. Actually, me and Laura used to live together, and the other day she's like, "Really, I've opened a book, and there are like €100 note fell out of the book. I'm a bit of a squirrel,
Oh, yeah.
bit of a cash queen." And I said, "Sure,
Pissing
keep
money.
it." Huh?
Bleeding money, huh?
My Mammy gives me money. She gives me, I don't know.
Mammy.
She does, yeah. She gives me €100 note every now and again.
Where's 42? No, but that's lovely.
Yeah, it's
I'm
nice.
just jealous because I don't have a mother
Oh,
anymore.
I'm supposed to not talk about this today.
Shut up. No, we do talk about grief on our podcast sometimes because it's part of our lives.
It's true.
It shapes our lives.
Mm.
I'm not American. Also, I'd like to get that out of the way quick.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. I'm just of that generation. I was born in the 90s. Yeah.
It's true.
I'm just of that generation where, I don't know, I was raised on the Disney Channel where, because my parents were alcoholics. No, joking. I'm joking. They weren't.
They weren't. No,
They're great.
But
They're just dead. No,
it's
joking. One's
because
alive.
I think it is because you were born in London, in Wimberley, moved over when you were 10.
All right.
Moved over to Limerick.
You can't
Tell-
help where you're born.
Well,
all
tell
right.
them what
Okay.
you sounded like. when
Parents
you
are
moved.
Irish, raised in Ireland, Irish genetics.
But when you
reared
came,
in Limerick.
okay, we know, or up the rat.
So,
So, like, just when you parents came home, when you came to national school in Limerick, what did you sound like?
national school. Yeah, I had to go into a Limerick primary school with a British accent. So that was hard. But I learned how to fight young. So, you know, every cloud. I don't know, I just went in there, you know, prison mentality, take down the biggest and the baddest.
Mm.
And, you know, make yourself known.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
It worked,
No, it
didn't
was
it?
grand. It was just like little odd bits and pieces where it was like, does anybody have a shop now? Well, I wasn't quite posh English either. It was like, you know,
What did you sound
Sudbury,
like?
Wembley English, like kind of,
Shop
you know,
now.
English kind of all raw, like, you're right, you're right. Like,
Ta-ra.
shop
Want a
now, do
cup
you have a
of-
shop now?
Want a cuppa?
Well, not quite. And they were like, we've a pairer. Do you want a pairer? And I was like, maybe at lunch. And then we went swimming and it was like, did you bring your togs? And I was like, did I bring my what? Togs. What does that even mean? Like, where
Swim
does that-
togs.
Yeah, but where does, like, what does togs
Tog it
derive
out.
from the Gaelic?
You're talking
of-
with your gear.
to
Where's your
tog-
swimming gear?
Is it because it's so tight and you're always
Maybe
togging it out of your...
talking it out of your
Benny.
arse.
Yeah.
No, I think that's where swimming togs comes from. Swimming wear. Swimming clothes.
And
Your clothes for swimming. Wear your clothes for swimming.
But like, is tog Irish for clothes?
Could be. Let's ask Mancon.
Could be.
Well, it's something.
Come on, you fucking did.
I don't know.
Gaelic in
It
school.
is Irish for clothes, but like
You ain't
togging,
got
it
an
could be
old
an old, I'd say,
Coupla fuckle.
when they say to you where, you know, togging out for a match, it comes from that, you know, getting your clothes on to go play football, I suppose.
Right. So what you're saying is that you can't explain it. Explain it, Ireland. Where does togs come from?
That's what I'd say.
Leave it
Swimming togs.
Let us know if you know
Let
where.
us know if you
it
know
comes from.
the origin of togs. What did you call it in school? Your bathing suit. So would you call it your swimsuit? Yeah, swimsuit.
Yeah.
We called it your suit too. Swimsuit.
It's a tough one.
It's tough one. I remember my
Anyway.
swimming story. We used to go swimming all the time because there was a swimming pool in Ballinasloe. It was great. Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, it was great. And then
Where was it? Did the horses use it as well?
Yeah.
You know,
No, it was
bathe
just
the
beside
horses in one
Supermax
section,
actually.
bathe the kids
There was
in the other.
Supermax crazy prices in the swim pool. And
All
then
in the pool.
all in the same building. And we used to go swimming all the time. But I was training to be swimming, practicing. You do your wits up and down. This is so I was trying it. I got swallowed water. I got a bit panicky, and I was like reaching for that side of the pool, reaching, and then I got then suddenly someone started hitting me on the head,
Oh, Jesus.
and it was
kill
actually
you.
a woman was like laying against the pool, and I was grabbing at her top, pulling it down, and she was hitting me in the head,
Pulling
Instead of
down her
saving
togs.
me, I was pulling down her togs. Yeah,
Trying to get a look at her
I
togs.
know. How did I
huh?
not know I was a lesbian? Already
Yeah.
pulling at women's togs.
She was like, I don't know. She's either drowning or she's a dyke.
Yeah, she's drowning in it anyway. Yeah, so that was my swimming pool story. So yeah, we used to go swimming all the time, man. So that we had a lesbian PE teacher. Actually, she used to bring us swimming all the time. She'd come in like shampoo or conditioner.
Into the shower.
Yeah, I remember it was so funny.
You'd be like,
at school, we used to like.
And
remember
you'd be like, hello,
changing.
darling.
Yeah, hello. No, I used to imitate her all the time. I used to pretend to be her. I'd come in, shampoo or conditioner. I used to make everyone laugh. It was so funny. And then, but like, there's
Shit,
girls
that's
there,
fun.
like, you know,
Would you get naked? Would you all
No.
shower naked?
No.
Okay.
we
Sorry, I know we're talking
in your
about
togs, but you come into even
young
with a
people
girl.
showering
People used to cut holes in their towels to put it over their heads, so you'd be
oh my God. It's
comfortable
just,
underneath there. While other people like, dislocate their shoulder trying to hide
Right.
their
and in
your
an
arse.
all female.
all female
wow.
school.
Yeah. The smell of Catholicism is
I know.
rife, isn't it?
Yeah,
The Catholic shame.
we took
Shame of your bodies, women.
Yeah, it's
Not with the
bad.
wild geese, though.
No, yeah. See, we're
They are-
body
these
positive.
These are clitoris muscles
Yeah,
that are. This is by Dean Mulrooney.
Dean.
Great. I said Dean.
I thought I said D. Dean.
D is his
A cousin of
his
D.
cousin. Yeah. So these are clitoris muscles that they turned into geese. Bird.
So the wild geese. So you've probably heard of the story of the wild geese. You know,
Yeah.
they're a group.
They were from Limerick, weren't they? It was like
Well,
when
they're in
they
the
went
west
from
of
Limerick
Ireland.
over to France.
Yeah, well, that's true. But some of them came from Galway too.
It was good for you from Limerick. That's what I heard.
Well, they were Irish, and they were when the British were again trying to pummel Ireland, and we were trying to fight back. They were like, "We get some help. We'll go and get some help in France from the French Catholics," and they went off.
So they
A bunch of them, they
flew
flocked
off
away
with their
and
arms.
never came back.
Right.
I reckon they found the French women and the French wine. They found French kissing,
Oh, dude, and the women were hairy and
and
sexy
they're
and
like, "Yes, fucking go back
knew
to
their
Ireland."
cheeses,
Yeah,
knew their good alcohol, and like to fuck with the lights on. It was just a dream come true.
dream come true.
Mm.
So they never came back.
I'm French, you know. Well, there's French in there.
There's French
Lavelle.
in here too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
can't let me have anything, can you? Me.
Where does the Lavelle come from then?
It's Achill Island. You can tell. It's like Achill Island. It's very island
It's
hair.
true. She's
now.
got great. She looks like a sheep.
Yeah, that's
As
probably
first-
why Brita was first attracted to me.
It's true. I was like, can we sleep beside each other?
Yeah, she's like, she'll keep me warm in the night.
Yeah.
Actually, it's one of the first things Brita ever said to me. She hates this
Oh,
story.
God.
It was funny. It was funny. But it was really cold when we were in the camper van together. We were touring somewhere.
Yeah.
And like in her head, she meant to say, do you
I'm
mind if we
cold.
get closer and kind of spoon because it's cold, you know? And then, but what came out was, she was like, do you like to be held at night? And I was
I was trying to
like,
be polite.
"Gay, who
I was
is
like,
this?
Yeah.
So funny.
So that's the name of our first memoir. Would you like
Friendship
to
is
be held?
born.
Friendship was born.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's true. That's how we met. I was doing comedy. 2018. 2018 was a great year.
Great
My
year.
niece was born. and I met you, and I won the competition. Well, the reason I won this, I won Show Me the Funny competition in Galway with the fanny.
Oh,
Fanny
right.
head.
Show me the fanny.
Because I thought it was Show Me the Fanny, jokingly, and turned around with the fanny on my head, and I knew I had it in the bag. So I got 2 tickets to Electric
gee
Picnic,
bag.
the gee bag, and got to perform on the old comedy stage, which wasn't as exciting as it sounds because it was kind of middle of the day, hardly anyone there. But it was a few people there.
Now they get you. Well, you're hardly going to be a competition
I know. I
winner,
thought
straight into the lineup.
main act. No, can I not go? My material
Supporting
good.
Tommy Tiernan.
Yeah. So that was fun. It was
You
exciting.
did meet him though. Is that when you met Tommy? No.
No, that I met.
And she
Sharon
took a picture
Horgan.
with him, and she wore the fanny head.
Yeah,
So
she came
she's
with
like with Tommy, so it doesn't even look like she's with him.
Yeah, he's just with the fanny. But so Fanny's been around, but so that was
Gets around.
2018.
We'll bring her to one of the podcasts.
Yeah, so I won the competition. I messaged you. I didn't really. I don't mind the stand up scene, but I do prefer the cabaret audience.
Yeah,
I've
cabaret
always
is just
with the
wild,
Burley
isn't
Circus
it?
and stuff. So then I decided I'll just
Queer and wild.
go and someone said go and ask Miss Lavelle in Limerick Cabaret, and I sent you a little video. Can I be in your cabaret comedy?
And I was like, well, maybe show me your show reel. I'm very profesh. Like
Yeah,
that,
you were. And I said,
Then as soon
showreel.
as I saw the fanny, I was like, she's in. She's in. Good stuff. Love it. And it had black curly hair before you met me. It was fate.
It was fate, and now you embody the fanny.
Mm.
So we were actually speaking of how was your week?
How we say? Good segue there,
Good
Bruna.
This is our
Speaking
first
of
person
fannies,
section.
how was your week?
Boom, 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 boom. How was your week? We had a great week, didn't we?
We did. Well,
I mean,
great Saturday anyway.
we had
I had a shit week actually.
well, I had a
Dead
very
dire.
bad start of the week.
Bit of trauma
Monday,
there now.
Tuesday, I had a very bad, but then the end of the week was brilliant.
Do you know when you go home and you're just steeped in the old grief and trauma? And
I had
Dog
such a bad
piss.
week Monday that I ended up joining the gym and booking a therapist. That's how bad. I had a very bad Monday.
it's casual this year. Eve, sorry, Eve, our sound girl's laughing.
Then end of the week, fast forward to Friday morning, a text from Wallis Bird, would you like to MC our show in Whelan's? And I was a bit frazzled because I actually did a presentation on Friday in an all-girls Catholic school for a stand-up week.
What I wouldn't give to have been a fly on the wall.
The whole
of
school,
you
the
in
whole
a,
school.
in a all-girl Catholic school
Yeah,
talking
very-
about your comedy and coming out.
Coming out as a
Oh.
lesbian, but mostly I just went straight into periods and stuff to shock them all. And
Brilliant.
I was like, why can't we talk about periods? It's an all-girls school, mostly female staff. I just the conservative Catholicism.
Why? How did they take it? Or
Great, they had a great crack.
yeah, okay, good.
But like,
But when you said periods, was it like
because I said, yeah,
I'm on my period right now, day one.
Day
and
one.
Here I am. That's why my tits look so big as well.
Yeah,
It's perks.
perks to the old leader. But I just one of the jokes I have is like, if we should get time off school, right, girls? Because this is when when I first got my period, I was about to try out for the Galway minor camogie team.
All right.
Yeah, right. And I woke up that morning, I put it down to nerves. I was feeling not very well. And then I was like, this is so weird. I feel weak. I feel pains. I feel, and then Mammy's like, check your knickers for blood. I was like, what? I was like,
Oh, no.
and I was like, why? And then I did, like, what's that? Period. 3 to 5 days every month until you're 50. You don't even get time off school. I was horrified. I felt very disabled that day. And I actually didn't go to the camogie. Because I couldn't. And then I didn't get on the Galway minor camogie team. So then I quit. I said that to the girls at school. I said,
no.
don't just quit things because you're mad. That was me when I was
Just
13.
angry that you were a woman.
I was angry as a woman again, yet again, exposed as a woman in front of the lads. And
Oh no, that's
yeah.
a bummer you didn't try out for the team. Your whole life could have been different.
Could have
Maybe
been
you
different.
didn't get into comedy, you'd still be. You'd
I'd
be
still be
retired
big
now,
mo-
spitting at the younger ones, telling them how to.
I'd be trained
like
in
a
the Galway.
coach.
Yeah, I'd be the coach now, the older coach who's probably done for scoring the under. I don't imagine. Maybe it was faith. I'm joking. But anyway, I told him that joke. I told him that story, and I said, because it's true. We should have time off school, right? And there's a few at the front. The girls, that, of course, the ones that are attentive,
Yes.
are always
Sitting
at the front, and
yeah.
they're so nice. Like the cheer I got at the start, I was like,
Great. What age are we talking here? Like
It's the whole school, but
the whole secondary school?
yeah. There's only 200
Okay.
something of them in it because it's very private, posh Catholic school.
Oh, okay.
And, I said I went to school
no
like
wonder
this.
they were a bit fucking uptight, though.
I went to a school like this, but it was less private, more public.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about poor people. But they're probably more shocked about. She's from what? rural Ireland. You know,
Yeah.
anyway.
Or it's just a woman talking about periods
Yeah.
openly.
So this is my joke.
It's
This is what I
shocking.
say. We should get time off school. I mean, come on, girls. If a man was bleeding from his penis 3 to 5 days every month, we'd live in a totally different world. They're like, yeah. Some of the teacher thought that was a bit much. Bleeding from a penis. I mean, because the woman that hired me.
Shocking.
Shocking. I
How
was
dare
like,
she use a
it's a
biological
feminist,
term for an appendage?
yeah.
You could have said fucking.
But this is my
dick.
favourite joke, and Nicola Dubuis wrote this one actually. She said, yeah, there'd be less bloodlust for one. They'd be sick at the sight of it. And then the
true.
girl over there, yeah, no war.
Okay, they got it.
They got it.
All
This
right.
idea that this goes over their head. These kids are
you
really
should talk
smart.
in more schools.
I want to go
Maybe
in.
into
I feel
junior
like
inference.
the fact that even 2022, modern Ireland, where you can talk about anything apparently, even LGBTQ stand-up week, you've got like no bullying week, and they put it all in together, no bullying week, neurodiversity week. They should have separate weeks. But still, it's like when you actually talk about it, then...
Yeah, and especially like if they still struggle kind of with sex education, you know, because I feel like even in my school, I feel like I didn't even really learn that much about it. It was like, this is this, don't get knob rot and fanny rot and crack on. Do you know what I mean? But it was like never, do you know, like contraception or what, like how you might feel during your period.
Yeah,
And
well,
like,
that's what I said. In the
period
the
shame.
period, like some people have heavy periods, some
Yeah.
light, some have
it's not my
endometriosis.
fault I have a wide set vagina and a heavy flow. That's why I use super jumbo tampons. What movie is that from?
Mean Girls.
Oh, good girl. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's the only film Laura quotes.
Yeah,
The only film
well,
she's ever watched.
please.
I don't.
I can quote a few things.
I
now,
think she
yeah.
can. She can quote a few things.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
That's also a period movie.
Jaws. Yeah. And it's
TV
good.
bloody.
So I feel like that was a good, a very interesting Friday I had, and then to go to Wallis Bird that night, then to go to the concert anyway, because I said I can't.
so honoured.
We're so honored. Then I
delighted.
said, messaged Laura. Laura came up on Saturday, and we just did it.
Yeah.
And it was a very natural
First class
flow.
on Irish Rail, sitting in front of the bin on the ground.
Yeah.
It's like my dad works his cunt off for this company. Up at 5 a.m. in the morning. Here I am paying full whack to sit in front of the bin. What world are we living in? Jesus. Anyway, he just wanted to snake me on, you know, because for fear of losing the good government job, we'd be done for.
Does he sneak you on ever?
No, of course not. Looking at all the cameras. Of course he doesn't.
I asked him once for freebie. That was a blowy.
Oh, yeah. I was like, on the train or, you know, he is a widow.
But this is, if you can see it, this is a Wallace's merch that I'm wearing.
Check that out. Nice and stained. On for a few days.
It's not stained. It's a wine stain, a little wine stain.
Yeah,
And
little
my new
Harvey
joke,
Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein. So we had, God, it was great, wasn't it, Laura?
Oh, it was
Yee, so exciting.
amazing.
We got to like, she's just so casual, so comfortable, just like, just do what you want.
She's electric. Like just the energy that comes out of her and her gi just when she's on stage, like she's just incredible. Her voice is ethereal and just it's just such good crack as well. Like she's a really kind of trad element there, the way she really gets the crowd going.
Oh, yeah.
She fucking nearly breaks a string.
She does break.
She's
she
often
do-
breaking strings, you know.
breaks about four. She's four different guitars because they have to string them up, so she at least breaks.
And did she learn how to play it in
Yeah, well, that's what hands. It's from. So she lost some of her fingers in a lawnmower when she was like 3. So she's on her dominant hand. So she turned the guitar upside down, but she didn't string the guitar upside down. So she plays it upside down.
Yeah.
So
which
the
is
bass
so
strings are at the
G.
bottom. So that's why it's so unique the way she plays the guitar. That's why she just rips into, because when you have the bass strings, when you've got the melody strings at the top,
Yeah.
you can break them easier.
ham.
Anyway, she goes mad. That's what the rhythm. But her band is Lux Alma, which is great on the keyboards, and then a Barra and drums, and there's a Len, I think is Yen. Well, she's a German woman. We always
on
did
the
the
bass,
joke
cute
where
pink
like,
bass.
oh yeah, she's gorgeous. It's like
Dancing. Oh,
lesbian or dyke. In Germany we play this name all the time. Lesbian or dyke, and so she's actually German.
yeah.
No, lesbian or dyke. Sorry, German or dyke.
Hello. So we have a little game.
Little game.
Take 2. In Germany, where we play. Is she German or is she lesbian?
Mm.
And you can play it anywhere in the
Played
world.
anywhere in the world,
Lesbian or German?
and she was German. Yeah,
Well, sure, you never know.
we should have
Oh,
both.
you never. Oh, right.
They were
Well, still, like they should.
I
You
mean, she
never
could be.
know. They could fucking. 'Tis 2022, Bridget.
She's very lovely, isn't she? A
Oh,
great
they're all
beer
so
spirit.
hot.
Oh my god, they're so hot.
Oh my god.
They're just in the green room, loads of hot women going, I'm living the dream.
They're just
great.
decent. Oh my god.
sound
and
got-
it was just brilliant.
And
We,
we got-
we were delighted. We were like, just like to have our Fanny open up for Wallis Bird has been a dream of ours.
Yeah, that's been a dream since
For a long time.
Long time.
So, and the audience,
Huge
like,
fan.
because, you know, they're there to see an artist that sings and plays guitar, and then there we are like, hi, we're going to sing about fanny hair, and then I'm also going to rip my pants off and get my tits out and spit fanny from a fanny mask. Spit fanny. Spit
Who's
water.
Fanny?
Spit water from fanny mask. And they were in Whelan's, and they were just like, right.
That's good.
They loved it. They fucking ate it up.
Ate it up. She knows her audience, and they're very big fans. Like the Saturday night audience, the last night of her tour, there's fans there, you know.
Who do we meet backstage now?
Oh
Frida?
yeah, this is great then.
Who-
So they have a little thing. A woman came in, brought a load of cupcakes for Wallace, and she'd done like, because they're 4.5, so they have a symbol for their tour, like 4. With
Yeah,
the
do you
kind
know,
of
like when you scratch on the, I thought like when she opened all the cupcakes with all the, you know, the, what's that called? Tally or like, you know, when you etch onto the wall how many days you got left in prison?
Yeah, I don't know what that
I
is.
forget what it's called.
Yeah.
But she had that on the cupcakes for the 4 fingers.
Yeah.
And when she opened it, I was like, "Has Wallace been to prison?" I was like, "This is." But anyway, and but it was black icing, do you know, like so, and we were all having the cupcakes, or whatever, and then Eleanor McAvoy
Just walks into the room.
walks into the room.
Another
For
hero.
those of you who don't know, the
Well,
Writer
Eleanor-
of-
so that's for my masturbation tape, A Woman's Heart. She had the main song.
which one?
My heart is low, heart is so low. Only a woman's heart can be.
Right, watch out, Eleanor.
Yeah.
Frida's coming for your gig.
One hit wonder.
But
though.
anyway, she came in and we were excited to see her. And then Wallace was like, Eleanor, how are you? But Wallace had the perfect bit of black icing just on her tooth. So it looked like her tooth was blacked out. And she was like, oh, Wallace, thought you had a missing tooth there. And we were laughing. And then Brita was like, Eleanor, nice to meet you. But Brita had a massive bit of black in her tooth as well. So I was like, right, I'm going to have to do this. Peeled off one of the black things and put it right in the center. And I was like, Eleanor, I've just always wanted to meet you. And she was like, what is with these freaks?
Yeah,
And these-
we're just having a laugh.
But it was good crack
Yeah,
altogether.
So yeah, great. It was just great night.
Wasn't
And then had all the there was a
Next
ball.
stop, America.
Well, I mean, that would be another on the bucket list to.
Well, we've got a lot of things on our bucket list, you know. Maybe to have the fanny open for Joanne sometime
Oh, John McNally, yeah, that's
That
on the
would
bucket
be
list too.
on
Yeah,
the bucket list.
I mean, obviously
She did enjoy our fanny when she met it.
She met the fanny, yeah.
We have a photo of her like pretending to lick it. It was funny actually. We had these flyers that we'd made up, you know, to give to her. We were like, "Here's a flyer," you know, so excited to give her this flyer. And then we were chatting to her, and she like subconsciously was chatting, but she was tearing our flyer. She was speaking to us, and we were like. The beads of sweat running down our heads, like,
what?
and she was like, yeah, just tearing it to shreds. And then we were like, just give you another one there now.
And she was like,
Thanks,
"Oh my God, sorry."
Yeah,
about
she was
that."
like, oh Jesus, sorry, totally didn't realize I was doing that. But anyway, so it was a great week. We have
Great week.
another little segment here now.
"Oh yeah,
Odd jobs, because as artists, we have we always just get like we have great gigs, and then we have the really random gigs, like the really like what am I doing with my life gigs, and then like just hilarious situations where we find ourselves in. And this one reminded me of because I told this story to Wallace when we were hanging out. How dare you?
sorry."
She's got the Rona. Miss Rona.
Give us a bit more of that.
Oh, all right. Well, I have Rona now, so there you go. Cheers.
Cheers.
H20. Bit of
H2O.
government juice there for you there now. Our taxes. Nice clean water. Huh?
They don't pay taxes for water in the cities. Only the country people do that.
Sickened. Well, sure,
Yeah.
your feet like spraying down cow shit and shit.
Well, no, we just pay for water. Of course, you'd pay for water.
Yeah, sure, what harm? You've loads of space to be running around. We don't. Huh? You could be running out with a bucket in the rain, huh? You'd have a whole field that's
And if
a
people
bucket.
had to pay for water or they'd clean their own water, they wouldn't shit into it, which they end up doing.
People shit into their
Well,
water?
they shit into the toilet, and drinking water flushes your
What
toilet.
are you talking about?
It's
It does not
drinking
flush-
water.
No, it
It
is
is.
not. you
It bloody well
maniac.
is.
What are you talking about? No, it's not.
How many litres of water does it take to flush a toilet?
Too many.
5.
Okay.
And it's all clean drinking water, I'm telling you now.
It's not clean. It comes from a separate tank in the house, and there could be like rat piss in there. Wheels disease. Or, you know, like my dad's house, there could be fucking my shit in there. Do you know what I mean? And it comes, no, it's different. So what, you're telling me flush shitty water and then they goes to the sewer and then they, sieve out all the shit and run it back into our houses? Cheers, everyone. Taste the fucking fluoride of it.
No, well, it is not really the separate tanks.
Anyway, I
It
don't
comes
think
from the
people
water
care
system.
about how the water filter system works.
Well, you should flush your toilet with rainwater. Just set it up.
Yeah,
like
we'll
that.
flush our toilets with rainwater, Brita. She's always Miss fucking hippie, Miss fucking sustainability.
We're just not flushing it all.
Meanwhile, she's out here ordering 3-in-1s like the rest of us. Do you know what I mean? Fucking using Lidl powder, toxic shit. You don't fucking get out of here. Reusable pads, my arse.
I do use reusable pads.
You do. We share them, actually.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Eco-friendly.
We're not a couple. Just
Yeah.
not a couple. Is there couples out there that share their pads? You'd like to think so.
I don't
It's
know.
probably synced up to a load of pads.
Yeah. At least we're not synced up. I think our periods knew. They were like, no, it'll just be the end of them. So we'll have to make them fair. We even actually grew further apart.
Yeah.
I think from our periods moved to the opposite end of the month because nature knows.
Nature knows.
Mother Nature
Gotta
knows.
keep this relationship going.
Anyway, so my odd job
jobs, yeah.
that I was telling Wallis about was I was hired to in a kind of like a secret kind of sexy bathhousey type place in Limerick. I won't name names just in case, but like I didn't even know this place existed. It's like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, not quite, but it's just in a place
In
you
an
wouldn't
industrial
think.
state.
Shut up, Brenda.
Sorry, what?
Anyway, it's called eye candy. It's in the industrial state. No joking. But it's good crack anyway. But it's very like, you know, slit on the door. You know, hello, who's there? But I was hired.
Password.
Yeah,
Coming.
yeah. Password.
Tits.
The filtration system, sewer filtration system.
Dirty water.
Shit in the water. That could actually be the password.
Dirty water.
Now that I think about it, shit in your water. Anyway, so I get to, I was hired to do a stag do. And so the gig was I lie there on a table and they put sushi all over my body. And then the lads would come in and enjoy sushi off my body. Very sexy.
Very sexy.
Very chic. Very French, Berlin.
Yeah. Very bright.
Kind of vibes. And yeah, but then, you know, I was there, I was ready to go, all, you know, dressed up and all in the sushi. And then, you know, the lads came in and obviously the guy who'd organized the stag was very into it. You know, was like, oh, this is very hot. You know what I mean?
They'll fucking love it.
Yeah, they love this. And then it's just like instantly turned into the funniest, most Irish interaction ever. So I'm just lying there, right, on the table. And then a lot of the lads are looking at, so, and when you're not covered in sushi now, what do you do with yourself? And you're from around here, are you? I was like, yeah, just down the road, you know, like, and oh yeah, sure. Well, you know, I do a few dance classes now as well, and I do things like this, and yeah. And then suddenly it just turns into the funniest, most unsexy situation. And then, you know, some of them are like, like, and it's not raw fish now, is it? And you're trying to be second. Oh, it certainly is raw fish now. And I was like, no, but is it though? Because my wife doesn't let me eat raw fish because, you know, you're just like, is it tuna or salmon? It's like, it can be anything you want it to be. It's like, no, but I'm actually genuinely allergic to salmon. Like, so last time I had it now, I was shit in a dream. So you're just like, this is so sexy. And then we were laughing, saying, like, imagine the lads just like totally forgot themselves and they were just using me as an actual table, like, chatting to each other, like putting out their cigarettes on me. I'm like, oh, and, you know, grabbing shit and like, taking my tit with them, like, oh, but and then we moved into another room and there was like I was doing a little performance, you know, with the fans and then I did like the thing that, do you know in, what's that movie?
Dusk Till Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn in Tarantino movie where he gets Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
Sexy.
Her
Jesus.
first role.
And of course he does. Like he's such a foot fetish. Do you know what I mean? Like he wouldn't allow the scene to be George Clooney having Salma Hayek's foot. in his
No,
mouth
had to
and
be
having
him.
the champagne into the foot. No, it had to be him.
Yeah.
So we have to look at him.
Look.
Have it happen. Anyway, so I just
Actress
think like as a
privileges.
director and you're sitting there with Salma Hayek's foot in your mouth, it's like, it's not an accident. But like, anyway, live your life. Everyone was consenting and well paid, I'm sure. But yeah, and actually Santina Spitfire does the act as well,
yeah.
the old champagne pour. But yeah, so I was doing it for the lads anyway. I was up on a high stage, and you know, one of the lads is really up for it. He puts the foot in the mouth and the champagne, or whatever.
The owner
and then
guy.
they were up for it.
The
Anyway.
director guy.
And then one of the lads was like, he was just like, "Oh, I won't now, because this is a new shirt, like, you know, I won't." And I was like, "Okay." And then one other guy came straight up to me and he just looked up and he was like the leg and the champagne. He just put his glass up against the leg. Do you know what I mean? Just waiting for the champagne to just run into his glass. And I was like, "Okay, so this is it's a little unsexy, but hey, everyone had a good time. I think in the end, there was also a perfect little hole just for the size of my heel to go down into. Do you know what I mean? I was like, what? This is just mental. It was mad. I was like, thank
Did
God.
it go into it?
It did, yeah, but thank God I didn't go into it when I had my foot in their mouth. Do you know what I mean? And then the other foot would have gone down the hole, and it just would have been, I would have hoped that he would bite my toes in order to save my life.
Yeah.
Would you bite someone's toes to save their life?
I would.
I know you would.
Yeah.
Kinky fucker.
I do.
A lot of people are into feet, actually, which is great. I have an OnlyFans, Faye West, 22. Do a lot of feet stuff on there. Although I'm thinking of getting rid of it. I'm such a lazy fucker when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll make a video for you. 10 years later, I'm like, sorry. I was like, I come from the element of tease, edging, when really I'm just a lazy prick. Can be arsed. I just, something in me just can't be told what to do. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I want this and I want that. And it's like, oh, you do you?
It is quite like
I have the time to make fucking foot videos for you. And it's like, isn't this what OnlyFans is for? I'm like, oh yeah. I'll get straight on that.
Yeah, I don't know. OnlyFans. I mean, I was, you know, we have friends who are sex workers, and one friend, and I was thinking like,
no, you.
I was thinking to
more
myself,
than you think.
Okay, more than I think. Yeah, I said, you know, did I ever feel like I was a prostitute? I was like, well, one time when I was, you know, a baby gay and depressed here in Dublin, where I was just going out, getting pissed, and I'd end up like scoring guys, you know.
Oh.
Yeah,
guys, fair play.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah,
and then
would you do the deed like
random stuff? Oh yeah.
Okay.
This one time I was like, this one guy, he's putting on his trousers after the morning after, and €4 fell out of his pocket. I decided to keep it.
What? And that's your
€4.
experience with sex work?
Yeah, that's what I'm worth.
That's not sex work. That's just you're a thief.
I spent it on Snickers ice cream and donuts.
Is that you?
I was like, I have a low moment in my life. I'm like, oh,
right.
And then I went,
You should got £4 out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I know. I used to like, because I'd be out, like, it was so funny. I went for going to like a gay night one time in Spirit nightclub. This is years ago. Spirit nightclub's gone now. It used to be on the Middle Abbey Street, and there was a cinema in the middle. I remember I'd just be like, just wouldn't know how to be talking up to women or anything. So, you know, I'm like, I don't know, price of beef is bad, isn't it? Or whatever. I don't. Yeah, and then
do you know how many liters it takes to flush a toilet? Would you like a Snickers ice cream?
Yeah,
or £2?
Can I give you €4? So we end up like, I remember being in the cinema, and then with another boy who was a gay boy, and we'd end up sitting chatting, and then end up shifting.
Oh,
yeah,
grand. Would you do the old hole in the popcorn box situation
in the cinema?
Yeah.
No, it was just a screen. It was a screen. There was a film on, and I remember that in the middle.
And there was a screen, and there was a film on.
Yeah,
in a cinema. That's shocking.
No, it was in a nightclub.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Nightclub.
Oh, okay.
I was actually.
Was it like a horny film? No,
I'm
confused.
I can't remember it being a horny film. I think I just like.
What was on? Was it Oz?
I don't know. Maybe.
Flash
Castaway. I was like, oh, that's great, isn't it? All the baby gays, all the baby gays in there crying, going, I don't know how to actually move on with my gay life. But then, actually, funny enough, in Spirit nightclub is where I was for the time I was there on a Friday night, having a good time, and I ended up But cocaine is one hell of a drug. Remember, I took cocaine and I went
James.
home. Remember, I was like walking out of the nightclub, walked across the street, and this boy, very good looking boy now, in fairness, I just said, "Do you want to come home with me?" And the taxi was right there. They shoved him into a taxi. Brought him home.
No, you did.
I did.
Not. You shoved him into the taxi. So
Yeah.
this has gone into a different realm now.
No, this is a different night.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the night that I came.
It's like a reek of predator behavior.
It wasn't predator. I didn't shove him in like watch your head. No, it's more
He
like
was up for it.
oh, totally. Yeah, we came back.
Oh.
We ended up like shagging and then playing the guitar naked and stuff like things like. No,
Sick.
I was definitely.
You get
high.
way more action than I do.
This is in my 20s. Yeah, I was a row slut. It's great.
Grand.
And then but I was drunk all the time.
Oh, that's.
And then I was like, and
Me
then
too, actually.
and then I was that day that I hung over, going down to Clara, down to meet a friend of a friend that I didn't know. I did years and seen her before, and then that's when she gave me magic mushrooms the next day, magic mushroom tea, and that's when I realized I was a lesbian because I fell in love with her. So the whole weekend was a very spiritual because it was Spirit nightclub. She loved that song, "Spirit Lives When Man Dies." You know the Water Boys.
No.
Anyway, that was kind of the theme.
What are you obsessed with water?
Yeah.
Okay.
And anyway, so that was, and I thought I was convinced because I was kind of like,
Well, you took
Fine.
mushrooms and knew you were gay. So wait, the mushrooms were like in your ear, like you're gay.
no, I had like, drank the tea and we're all sitting around, the five of us, and I got this like seriously energy to let's call her Jane. And I was like, just like in love with her. I realized that I'd never actually had a crush on anyone before that. It was just
Okay.
all
Meaningless sex.
meaningless, and I was sober.
Stealing £4.
Yeah. And also I just was like okay with it because mushrooms kind of do that. They make you see
Right.
what's in front of you. They make it okay. You're, this is why people take
The
mushrooms.
lamp turned into a giant pink dildo. And the couch turned into a pack of batteries.
But
I knew.
but then the feeling that, so I was like, and I was convinced then that I didn't tell anyone, it was all in my head that I was in love with her, she's in love with me, this is it. I've met the love of my life, and I'm going, this is all going on in my head. I'm all
Sweet.
happy out.
How
about
long did
this.
that last?
Well, we went out for a walk and then we went and we were swinging on the trees, and I remember I fell off the thing and banged my head. More Jane put a little frozen a frozen turnip on my head, and my bag. But so the next day it was still the same feeling. I was like, so I remember saying to Ella, and then that actually next day Ella collected me, drove me to Ballinasloe, went to a Halloween party with my friend Mary Casey, who was her last Halloween, 'cause she died the following March.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So it was a really.
What'd she dress up as?
I was I was a corpse bride or something. No, I was actually a hippie
Ex-wife.
with I had a monobrow and I had a thing saying 2 stone to pluck. And
Okay.
we were stopped by the vanguard on the way into Ballinasloe, and Ella was like, corpse bride, I was there, 2 stone to pluck. She's like, how are you girls? Come on, where are you off to?
Any drugs, ladies?
Any drugs on you? Like, no, we don't do drugs. Back then, I was like, can't mushrooms. She knows.
yeah. She knows. She knows I'm a
She knows I
lesbian.
took mushrooms yesterday. She's going to arrest me. And that was the whole weekend was it was a very, one of the, I would remember this weekend, for example, but going on stage in Wallis Bird as a similar thing from that weekend when I was 24 years old.
So odd jobs.
Oh, odd jobs, yes.
Like a weird
Well, my
job.
weird job.
Or
I had
gig.
lots of weird job. I used to work, one of the jobs I used to work for Ann Summers.
Really?
Yeah. When I came
What?
back. Yeah, you don't know. So
Like when they used to come to the houses and
When I came back from traveling,
No.
I was like looking for a work. Mommy, Daddy, like, you going to get a job? I was like, yeah, I'll get a job. And I saw on the paper Ann Summers were looking for, what do they call reps? Yeah.
yeah. Someone.
So
tried
I rang the number and signed up, and they sent me a box, a kit box.
a kit
so-
box. Okay.
So basically, it was a box full of dildos.
Dildos Oh my
And
God.
whips
and then you
and-
quit, and you're like, sweet.
No, well, yeah, I did keep a few things like the fluffy Clitron 2000.
Dude, this is hilarious. Like the thought of you.
Well, Daddy- me and
the
Daddy
Liam
look at-
Neeson 4000. Like,
But Daddy was looking at the box. What's all this? Like, so I did do one party. So I went, no, 2
Just
parties.
one?
I went to Tume, a bunch of women.
With your
So I
dad?
was there trying
Wait.
they're all asking me, all Irish girls standing around going, And what's this? This is for your clit. I'd never used a vibrator before
Yeah.
that. I wasn't
Oh
into
my God,
masturbation. I wasn't.
brilliant.
So I had no idea. I don't know.
Blind
probably-
leading the blind.
Maybe you put this. I said that looks really big. Would you be able to get that? And so anyone in the room?
This has to be a back massager.
So yeah, I didn't last long because I was like, I'm too shy for this, you know.
That is
Even
brilliant.
so
Oh my
I
God,
sent the box
love
back
that.
without the Clitron 2000. I said,
Yeah.
keep that one.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're handy enough. Do you know the ones that like it's like shaped like a butterfly and it sits on your clit and you wear it like underwear. So it's like a strap. So it's like there's something constantly stimulating your clit while you're having sex. I thought like, guys. I love that. She was mentioned. She's like getting nervous and like running around in her chair when you were hired to be an Ann Summers
I know, I'm joking.
person.
But it was very funny. But that was I thought, you know, because they're like, you can make a lot of money, blah blah. And there was a pole. I did sell a couple of things though that night. I sold a pole, which was like, you know,
What do you mean? Like a
90
swinger?
quid. Yeah,
Oh,
so
like
you could- a pole that you attach to the
fireman's
roof.
pole, like yeah.
Yeah.
A stripper pole, sorry.
Yeah, a stripper pole. That was €90. That was good. I got commission on that. I got,
Oh, sick.
and
Only €90. Jesus.
yeah, it was
steal.
good. £90.
Yeah.
It was
Pounds.
I don't know. Was it back before it was
Jesus.
a euro? No, it wasn't. It was a euro.
I was about to
I
say.
was like, I would have 12 selling
Yeah.
poles. Do you want a pole?
Yeah, I was about to say you would have got the job when the euro came in like 2002 or something.
Yeah, 22. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 2002. 20 years ago now.
How old were you in 2002?
16 or something.
Okay, so yeah, you're a bit young.
No, wait, 16. I was more. I was 20.
Selling dildos. I was 12.
21 because I was in college. I remember I was doing the SSIA, the saving scheme, and
Right.
went from pounds to euros.
Mm.
I was saved myself. Thank you, Bertie Ahern. You got to say that time SSIA. You save €4 and they give you another euro. So you say they give for every euro. That was a great scheme, wasn't it?
So interesting. No joking.
I saved £12,000.
Oh, okay. Where's that
5
now?
years. I went to Brazil and blew it all. Yeah. Well, not all of it. I actually
Or
ended
cocaine.
up like I still have some of it probably because I'm a bit of a hoarder.
Oh, okay.
As a joke.
I guess we were paying for the podcast session somewhere, yeah?
Yeah.
Huh?
From the €100 note.
Yeah, that mammy gave you.
Up here, cash.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you take cash, Philly Pay?
Cash is king. Yeah, no, but the odd job, I suppose that it was my oddest job, even though I didn't last. And I was a tour guide as well. I could tell, you know, the one that got me the sack. You know, but,
Maybe the next podcast.
next podcast. Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Because we have another little part that we want to do for you. At our shows, come see us live sometime. We do great live gigs every month in Kavanagh's in Stoneybatter.
Called Stoneybatter Cabaret.
Stoneybatter.
Now it's limited cities. It's going to be sold out now Friday. Sorry now. Get your
Yeah.
tickets fast. We do it once a month.
Well,
and
they
it's-
might hear this after.
Yeah, it's true actually.
Yeah, but once
Next one will be Christmas Eve.
Yeah, Christmas
23rd.
Eve, the 23rd.
With Aidan
Sombre.
McQueen.
So at our shows,
Cut that.
we
I'm not a stalker. I'm joking.
at our shows we do a fun segment called Self-Care Is. So we get people to write out what they believe self-care is. And it's funny because the overall theme, it's always the Holy Trinity. There's 3 things that always come up: hygiene, masturbation, and eating.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes all at the same time.
yeah. So sometimes when it's all 3, like one person said they were eating a Nutella sandwich in the bath while having a wank. It's the ultimate form of self-care, apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we just thought it was funny to hear from you, the general.
Well, yeah, we
public,
will.
our
I mean,
audience.
hopefully, when this podcast becomes, you know, global, you will get more. But you could text into us or email. Sorry, email would be better.
Or
wouldn't
they
it?
could do it now. It doesn't have to be
Or-
global per se. I mean,
Brand.
stop it.
Like the Irish.
Okay, Eve is also waving to tell you to shut the fuck up. So, a few self-cares here now before we leave you on these now. A bit of crack. So these were written at one of our shows.
Oh, we'll do the chorus first.
Oh, yeah. So the premise of the chorus was, so do you know when you meet someone in town? We've said this on our podcast before, but you meet someone in town and you're like,
For those of you that first listening for the first time,
yeah.
here it is again.
So,
And for those of you, welcome back.
so profesh. Anyway, so you meet someone in town and you're like, and they come up to you and they're like, hi, how are you? And it's always, oh, I'm grand, how are you? But then when they want to ask you like, how you are. You know what I mean? Like mentally.
Yeah,
How's your
mentally.
mental health? You know, and they kind of want to ask about that one time that you broke down in Debenhams, but they don't want to really ask. You know, they want to ask because they heard that you were in Pat's for a few weeks and they just want to know how you're doing. They ask, and how are you in yourself? So we thought we'd write a little song. The chorus goes thus.
How are you in yourself? How are you in yourself? How are you in yourself? We're talking about your mental health.
Self-care is sucking on toes.
That came from a 9-year-old at Earth
Yeah, that
Song.
came from a 9-year-old at a festival we were at.
We've read now a few that we've had before. But sucking on toes, I guess.
I mean, hey, whatever he finds self-care, you know, he'd
I
probably...
wonder whose toes he's sucking on. I think his hippie mothers like suck on
Yeah,
that.
probably.
Well, you know, because get out of my face, suck on my toe. Might be
Yeah.
great though. Actually, if I had a child, they're like, just suck on my toe there and shut the fuck up for 5 minutes. Maybe she puts honey on it. She dips it in chocolate.
My neighbor used to put peanut butter on his balls and let his dog lick it. I'm joking. That's not a thing. Well, I think he does anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean, hello.
He's
there's
too
lots
proud of that
I
dog.
can tell you some
too
bestiality
proud of it.
stories from the
No,
farming
please
community.
don't.
Do you
Please
want
don't.
one? Do you hear one?
Don't.
I'll hear one.
No.
Some guy said to me one time he was a vet, he came around the corner and there's a fella with his hand up a cow's arse wanking.
No. That is
It's
not
true.
true. That's just rumors. Actually, do you know what? I believe it. You know,
Oh, well,
these beef farmers, you know, they got to get real close to the product. You know what I mean?
well, you know, some people are lonely and yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
or whatever, but you know, sure, each to their own.
Each
I'm not
to their
judging
own.
here.
Well, the cow can't consent, so a slight bit of judgment.
Well, the cow, poor old cow, she gets fisted every day. There's more fisting on farming now there is in LA. Thank you.
Right. Okay.
It's just the usual.
Oh, for the artificial insemination.
artificial
anyway, look,
insemination.
Back to this. Fucking Jesus. Self-care is sticking your fist up a cow's arse.
Can be.
Sometimes the sheep just need to be pushed through the fence. Okay. So, this is your one, actually. I wrote out a few for you.
Oh, thank you.
From what I took photos of the ones that people wrote.
Self-care is going to bed at 10 o'clock, not because you're tired, because your roommates annoy the fuck out of you.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That's from Anonymous. We asked for Anonymous. But it's a great game, though, because people say, we will sing whatever you write down. So you can tell the darkest secrets, or you can, I like the idea of someone will say something that, I fancy someone in the room,
Yeah.
or something like that. Maybe
Like,
that.
I have a crush on the
I have a
girl
crush-
playing the ukulele.
I would like, I'm married.
She looks like she'd give me a good going over and then buy me a Snickers ice cream the next day with money she's stolen from my pocket.
I know. Look at the fingers on her. Well hung.
Yeah, get into them, Aoife.
Look at that.
Yeah. Well hung in the...
This is an actual guitar. Giant hands. Ah, yeah.
Is it a
Thank
small
you, Daddy.
guitar or a giant woman? Yeah, her dad has massive hands. Anyway, get back onto track. Self-care is a snack box and a finger in the bum. Tasty.
How are you in yourself? Finger me in the bum.
How are you in yourself?
How are you in yourself? 2 legs in a greasy box by the canal. It's a snack box. Self-care is swinging out of an oak.
Swinging out of an
Free.
oak. Decent.
Self-care is a Care Bear stare. A Care Bear stare.
Care Bear stare. Do you remember the Care Bear stare?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. That was
Self-care
good.
is a Care Bear
They
stare.
would shoot stuff out of their
I
stomach.
know,
you know.
it's lovely,
Sounds a bit
wasn't it?
horny, but
It is horny.
yeah,
But-
I suppose kind of. Well,
Not horny.
not at
that's
the time.
okay. No, it was just
Looking back on
nice.
it now, it was nice.
Care Bears are pretty
Why
gay.
should you make
though.
everything so dirty?
You were the one that said it first.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah, you
sorry. It's just the word shooting out of stomach. Anyway, it's usually on. Okay. Self-care is eating bread and watching The Sopranos. Yeah, I love carbs.
Yeah.
Love bread.
Bread is my nemesis.
Bread with potatoes.
Bread is like an
I couldn't live without chips.
It's an anagram of my name, Bread. Breda. Some people spell it Breda as well. I'm like, how Breda? They put an A in the middle of the name. It's Breda. Breda. Anyway, it's because bread.
Self-care is
Self-care.
autonomous non-relationships. Is that the word? Autonomous?
Autonomous non-relationship. You know what autonomous is?
I'm dyslexic. What? That's why I'm a stripper.
Being
Sorry.
an autonomous.
What is
Autonomous is like, I want my autonomy.
What does it mean?
It means I want my independence. I want to be autonomous. So it's like having independence in a relationship.
So like an open relationship. So being single.
She's single.
Single.
Or
Having a fuck
it's
buddy.
single. Yeah, fuck buddy.
It's like a fancy word for I want to fuck who I want.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Autonomous
I agree.
non-relationship. Yeah.
I agree. Monogamy's on the way out.
Self-care is an 80s bathroom with a big pink sink.
Yeah. Dude, do you remember the big sinks that like were shaped like shells?
Oh, yeah.
They were decent. Anyway, self-care is reminiscing about shell sinks. Self-care is waiting until your fella is out to have a wank. Been there. I remember one time I waited for my ex to leave, and it was a male ex, and he went out for a good while, and we had a bidet in this apartment.
I love a bidet.
Oh my god! And it was like
in
it was like
Portugal.
perfect. Like you could angle it, and it was hot, and it would just shoot out. It was like, and you could sit there and like, because I'm a squirter as well, so it was like having a basin for it. It was incredible. Anyway, hi Dad, if you're listening. Please pick us up, RTE. And it was great. It was great to have that, and I was like, oh my god, it was amazing. But then I was in there way too long one day, and he went out, and then I heard him come back, and I was still in there. He was like, are you all right? Like he thought I might have passed out in the shower. And I was like, oh no, just checking the bidet is working. It was a great bidet.
Oh, bidet to you, sir.
A bidet to you.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
I love it, bidet. We should. I mean, that's again going back to like environmentalism. We had bidets.
Oh, total waste of water though. Just to get my fucking rocks off. Like that's such a waste.
Yeah, but not if you like maybe it was a bit rainwater system again. You could,
Oh my
have
God.
pleasure and not feel too
From
bad.
Mother Nature.
Pleasure
Or
from
I could
Mother
just
Nature.
sit under a waterfall with my legs open.
I know, that's good too. I'm in Brazil now. They have loads
And then there
of
would be a
waterfall.
waterfall, you know what I'm saying?
There was a guy I met one time, an American guy in the Burn. It was at Lisdoonvarna Gay Festival, actually, the first one I was at it. And he was like, I told my story, the Word of Breda. I did a section with the Word of Breda when I sat in the rock. I was like, because this actually happened. I was stoned one time and I sat in a rock and I got up and something down there got numb. Sometimes you sit on a hard surface for a while
Right.
and it comes
Like your
back
dad's face. Sorry.
and you just suddenly, I had sensations and I really felt like I was going to orgasm.
Ejaculate? Okay. Yeah.
I was going to squirt. And
Orgasm.
orgasm.
Can't quite see
Orgasm. And so I was telling that story sitting on the rock or whatever. And so he came up to me after and he said, does that really happen to you? I said, no. Well, it was just a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, he said, because it happens to me too. In fact, I really like, I'm into rock. See, sometimes I go to the Burn, I actually find a flat rock and I lay face to face and make love with that rock.
Shut the
He
fuck
said that
up.
to me. I was like,
No.
I do not have sex with rocks. I mean, no, it's not. This is not it. And he said,
He's a rock fucker.
He was hilarious. He was like, there's a nudist beach down here. I was like, no, there's no nudist beaches in Clare. Maybe you're a nudist. And then he was saying to me, he just kept going on with the stories. He's like, so you're from Ballinasloe? That's near Athlone. Athlone. There's a great leisure centre there. In fact, a few of us go in. It's jacuzzi. They have a jacuzzi and there's one particular hose right in the middle that is a nice little jet in it. And they all sit around. They all take turns to go into that middle jet.
Selfish.
And he's telling me all this like, in Athlone.
That's
Leisure centre. Anyway,
It's a
he was
nice
hilarious.
soup.
He goes, you're going to put me in your show, aren't you? I was like, yes.
Oh yeah, and on the podcast.
Yeah.
So he fucks rocks. He lies there and
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like he finds
I mean,
a
whatever
little
you're
hole
into.
in
We're
it.
not kink shaming here. Like whatever you're into.
Yeah, he's into the burn.
Although it kind of gives a new meaning
wonder-
for between a rock and a hard place.
yeah, a bit of rock and a hard on.
Zing.
But I was
Anyway, back to the song.
But just
we're near
because
the
it's
end of our
funny,
show
because
here.
I was like, I said, no wonder he's 3 months in the burn, because he said, I said to him, have you been around Ireland? You've been here? I've been spending most of the time here, 3 months here now. I was like, no wonder you're going around fucking everything that moves in the burn. And
Well, if he likes rocks, he's in the right place.
It's the right place,
I mean,
exactly.
the burn probably fucking nearly
he probably
gave him a
gets
heart
off on
attack.
that, the fact that with Ice Age scraped the surface of the land. I bet you he thinks about that when he's wanking. Scrapes back the land, so
You think about that when you're wanking.
exposing the rocks.
We're just a bit
Below.
too into nature, I find
I'm a
sometimes.
bisexual.
Yeah. It's like you
should
just
go with
find
the-
random holes in the floor and in the ground. You're just like,
So
fuck
the
them
next one,
holes.
self-play gear is playing The Sims. I never.
Oh, I like how
did
you're
play-
moving on quickly now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing The Sims.
Playing The Sims. Fucking loved The Sims. Loved it. Although I was scared to play it sometimes alone because I was afraid of the ghosts and the Grim Reaper. Such a pussy.
Really?
Mm.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, you kind of missed the boat on Sims, didn't you?
I didn't like it.
Being 10 years older and all.
Well, only because I just don't like playing video games by myself. It's boring.
Why?
I used to, when I was a child, I did up until I was now 9. We had a game like when we were younger. We got the first ever computer we got was
guys.
Amiga 600, and there was a couple of games on that.
Omega.
And there was one like who was called Putty, which I tried to find. Remember during
Oh my
lockdown?
God. Yeah.
I found it during lockdown and stuff, and then it didn't work. But I was very like, we'd only be able to, like, there was 6 of us in the family. You had to take your turn. You're sitting around waiting for your like
Oh my
6
God,
siblings
no.
to.
At least there's only 2 of us.
So then I'd like sneak up at night. So Mammy found me one time, 2 a.m. I was only about 9.
Jesus Christ.
She looked at me. I like bloodshot eyes because I was on level 38.
She's
And
like,
I was
this
just-
kid's gonna go far in life,
Yeah.
or she won't go far at all. It's
Yeah,
gonna be either one
she's
or
like,
the other.
thought I was. So that was I was not allowed to play video games after that.
Okay, cool.
I think I get addicted to them.
Right.
I get
addicted to most things.
Yeah.
Sweet angel. Anyway, do we have our last bit of self-care?
Yeah. What is it, Laura?
Self-care is doing spells and again putting a finger up your ass. People love talking about putting their fingers up their arse
They love it.
and masturbating. But
How
hey,
are
it's
you
self-care.
in yourself? How are you in yourself? Stick your fingers. How are you in yourself?
Doing spells.
How are you in yourself? Talking about your mental health. Talking about your mental health. Talking about your mental health. Whatever helps you get through the day.
Thanks for listening, guys. We love you. And we'll see you again.
Is that it?
It's been the Wild Geese podcast. Yeah, dude.
That was the Wild Geese. Oh, sorry, I touched my microphone. Yeah, so it was the Wild Geese podcast. I've been Breather Larkin. And
I've been Laura Lavelle.
sure,
It's like we're news anchors.
That was
Thanks for signing in.
Thanks for signing in. Was that 44
Tuning in.
minutes?
Yeah, we're about there, Aoife, are we? It's an
Oh,
hour.
God.
Yeah, because you love fucking talking about rainwater and fucking rock fuckers.
Yeah.
Gotta wrangle
That
your
could
ass
be,
in sometimes.
Rockfucker can be the bonus.
Okay.
We call it fetish
Thanks for
time.
listening, guys.
Okay,
We're
thanks
still
for
not
listening.
ending.
Okay, let's end again.
Bye.
Bye,
Okay.
everyone.